Yo, what's up everybody? How's it going? Today we're looking at gameplay update 7.30. Yeah, the new patch is out and I thought we could go through it. Now, as always, there's gonna be a lot of changes like this with Aeon Disc bonus HP reduced from 300 to 250. I honestly do not care about this at all. This is not interesting to me. These kind of changes we will not talk about. Instead, we're gonna be talking about the bigger stuff, the more interesting elements. Now, to be completely honest, this patch doesn't really have that much stuff in it that is crazy interesting, but we're gonna do some experimenting with it anyway. And that's the plan today. Now, there's some stuff up here that's gonna be immediately relevant. So the first one is cooldown percentage reduction no longer stacks. When I saw this, I immediately went, oh, yeah, no, I don't know why that wasn't always the case, right? I don't know, like this just always feels the way it should always have been. I don't know, so that's something. We no longer get cheese. Now the question is, does the third Roshan drop cheese? Cheese, not from the third. No, you don't. You do get it from the third, and then from the fourth plus. Okay, so you just don't get it from the second one anymore. Okay. I suppose that makes sense. And then finally, neutral creeps now drop 5 neutral items per tier. I gotta say, why was it ever 4? Seriously, that doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. Look, I understand a 1, 2, and 3, right? 1, you want it to be super rare. 2, you want it to be something kind of sparse. 3, you want it to be a decision. 4, you're just fucking the support. 5, everybody gets one. Right? Like 4 is the worst number. I do not understand why it was ever 4 to begin with. Because that just feels like a way to say, oh, you're playing support, you can go fuck yourself. You're not getting a neutral item. Absolutely unbelievable that it was ever 4 to begin with. So I'm glad that it's finally 5. That makes a lot more sense to me. Anyway. So, we'll see, like neutral items. I know there's like a whole bunch of changes there. We'll talk about neutral items once we get to them. Anything interesting here? Helm of the Overlord. Now requires Helm of the Dominator, Vladimir's offering, and a 1000 gold recipe. Bonus stats reduced to +8. Now can only dominate 1 creep. Creep movement speed increased. Creep bonus armor increased. Now also grants Vladimir's aura. Okay, I gotta say, Helm of the Dominator, or like Helm of the Dominator 2, or Helm of the Overlord, I guess. This is an item I've never seen. Like, ever. In... like, I've just never seen somebody buy this. Other than in the Wiggle tournaments we did. But that's a complete list of people that I've seen buy Helm of the Overlord. So, I guess it's cool. I guess it's cool that it's back as more of a kind of like usable thing now, right? You can use it with Vladimir's offering. You can use it with a bit of an easier build-up. I don't know. Bit of a weird item in the first place. So I don't really care that much about it. Silver Edge. Recipe rework. Now requires Shadow Blade plus Crystallis. Okay, now grants 60 damage, 40 attack speed, and a 30% chance of 160% critical damage. Attacks breaking out of invisibility now deal a guaranteed 160% crit with 175 bonus damage. Okay, I would like to test this one with one particular hero really quick, if you guys don't mind. Alright, and we can just, let's level him up a little bit. I don't know, let's say we're level 14, that seems about right. And then we grab ourselves our Silver Edge. And we get this and this. And then we just kind of see how much damage we do. 1,000. Okay, let me try that again. Let's maybe summon a target dummy over here. And then, yeah, I mean, wow. That's 500 like so, and then with this, that's just 1,000 damage on a target with no armor, of course. But that's a lot. That's pretty chunky. if we want to push this a little bit more, we get ourselves the Tidebringer Cleave. And while we're at it, I mean, let's just pick up some actual items, right? Let's say we have some face boots and we have... What else would I have on a Kunkka? A Daedalus and an armlet. Okay. So let's say this is our Kunkka. I'm not saying this is necessarily the most realistic item build, but it's something. So let's activate this, and then... Yeah, we... we do a lot of damage. The fact that it's a guaranteed crit just makes such a huge difference. Look at that. Yeah, I expect that to be fairly powerful. And by fairly powerful, I mean very, very powerful. Alright, cool. Kunkka. Neutral items. Faded Brooch removed. Ironwood Tree, Imp Claw, Illusion. Okay, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Ballista, no! Now I need to learn a whole bunch of new items. Oh, Pig Pole. Can I get it like this? I can. Okay, very good. Alright, so we have our Pig Pole. Turns your hero into a critter and gives them 10% movement speed. So I'm assuming the idea here is that you kind of can't use your abilities, but you run a little quicker. Yeah. Alright, so it's just a self-hex. So we turn this, we turn ourselves into a pig pole. We're just into a pig. Alright. This is a very strange item. But I can finally become a pig. Very good. Tumbler's Toy. Volt. Propels your unit forward 300 units. Goes on a 3-second cooldown when receiving player-based damage. Okay, is this some sort of baby blink dagger then? I go. I'm not ready. So you said. It's got a great sound effect. That's for sure. That's my favorite part about it. I just want to listen to it. This is the dumbest item. It's got 30 seconds cooldown as well. So it's not... But it's 200 mana is quite a lot for early game. Alright, what else do we have? 10 damage, 10 attack speed. Your attack deals 7 more damage to enemies for each 10% HP they are missing. Okay. I mean, it's not crazy, but like, honestly, for a tier 2 neutral item, I mean, how much damage can it add? Like, 30, 40 reasonably? It doesn't feel like the most useful thing I've ever seen, but I suppose that's probably the point. They don't want these to be as strong as they used to be, so that definitely makes a bit of sense. Fey Grenade. Throws a mark towards an enemy within 900 range, dealing you attack damage and applying a debuff that deals 20 damage every second and provides vision of the unit for 7 seconds. So I do this, and now I have vision on you. Even if you're in Fog of War, and you're taking a bit of damage, and then you disappear. So it's like a baby track, and it deals your attack damage. Which, I guess is kind of nice. I assume we can't crit. No, it's just my attack damage. But the fact that it deals your attack damage can be pretty significant on some heroes. Okay, you know what? Let's actually do this. Let's create hero Earthshaker. He has a new Earthshaker. He's level 10. He has Enchant Totem maxed out. Let's not worry about anything else. What else does this guy have? Let's say he's got a Bracer and maybe Power Treads. I think that's not too much to ask for. And then we give him a good old Fey Grenade. So, how much does this hurt? That's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. And the best part is, it doesn't trigger Enchant Totem, right? Like, you can still You can still hit. You can do this. So, I mean, it's kind of Earthshaker specific, but it's definitely not the like weakest thing I've ever seen. Blast Ring. The next time you get attacked by a hero within 300 range, explode, dealing 300 damage to all enemies within a 300 radius and causing them to miss 100% of their attacks for 2.5 seconds. So I have a Blast Ring, and then this guy is like, boom. Okay. So I hate this item. It should push people away. I don't care that will be maybe overpowered or whatnot. I don't care. It should push people away. Because this effect as is no, this is horrible. Please stop it. This should push people away. 300 units. Look. Anyway, it's only melee range. 8 armor is pretty good. 300 damage is chunky. You can't use it on creeps. And 100% missing of attacks is fine. This item seems made for axe. Right? Like, I can see myself being, like, in level bots. Let's say I'm like a level 15 axe here, and I've got my thing here, and I have my strength blink for some reason, and I have a good old blast ring, and then I'm like, hell yeah, boys, let's do this. I don't know, it just didn't really do any damage, though. Right? Like, it's just not that significant. You don't spin then? Yeah, it's true, then they can't even hit you. I don't know. This does not seem that powerful. Very specific item. Ascetics Cap. Okay, that's a tier 4 then. Whenever a debuff would be applied to the owner, grant 50% status resistance for 3 seconds. Oh yeah, this is amazing. Yeah, I mean, that's not debatable really, right? This is like actually a god tier neutral item. Yeah, it's also before the debuff. So it applies before the debuff applies. It's like an Aeon disc. Just like smaller. But like a small Aeon disc is good. Yeah. This item is very powerful. I don't even have much else to say about it. Witchbane. Purge all enemies and allies within 300 radius and deals 500 damage to all illusions in the area. Your attacks deal bonus damage equal to 4% of your target's maximum mana. Okay. You can see 42 here. Well, this is not exactly a lot of bonus damage. Like, you got 1000 mana, so we deal 4 damage there. And then it clears illusions. Around the target? Oh, it's a targeted effect. I can cast it from a bit away. I thought it would just be around me. Yeah, I mean, this is like some sort of Phantom Lancer counter. So here's my Phantom Lancer, and he's speeding up this guy, and whew, that's a lot of illusions. Alright, let me clear them. Wait, that did nothing. Wait, does it not work? Am I misunderstanding something here? Shouldn't it like... Hello? It doesn't want to. It deals 500 damage to all illusions in the area. Okay. So, illusions. No, this is... Okay, so... Enemy... Like, ally illusions don't work. And enemy illusions don't work either. Does it just not work? I think it just doesn't work. We can try it with something else, I guess. Let's get a Manta. Where's Manta? It doesn't work with Manta either. I think it just doesn't work. I think it's just broken.
Fair enough.
Okay. Is it a hard dispel? Or soft dispel? Oh, it doesn't say that. It just says purge. Okay, so it's a soft dispel. So track is dispellable. We know that. So you're tracked now. And now you're not tracked anymore. So the dispel does work. It's just the illusions part doesn't work. Right? Tracked. We use it. Not tracked.
Of course.
Both of us are tracked. Now we're not tracked.
So you say.
Okay, so it just doesn't really work properly. Okay, Ralph, you go nuts. And then we are just looking at Arcanist's armor. So that's the new tier 5. 5 armor, 20 magic resistance. 20 what? Magic resistance, Valve. 20 what? This is not... I mean, we probably should be treating magic resistance like just a magic armor. I agree. But that's not how we do things right now. We have this weird percentage-based system. And we just get 20 magic resistance. Okay. So, if I were to understand this correctly, that means this gives you 2000% magic resistance, right? No? In theory. So, active Mega Shield. Force Field Aura grants 35% damage reflection for 5 seconds. Okay. What's a Force Field Aura? What is going on with the capitalization in this sentence? It feels like this ability used to be called Force Field Aura. But it's called Mega Shield. And then it has a passive, a normal shield. Grants 5 armor and 20% magic resistance to all allies within 1200 radius. Now you might be, Baumi, it doesn't matter. You know exactly what it's trying to say. And I'm like, yes, I know what it's trying to say. But it does matter because this is just being lazy. Come on. Anyway. So, and now we take 35% less damage and reflect it instead. Right? Yes. Okay. I mean, it's fairly straightforward. Yeah, it works on spells too. I'm just gonna assume reflection means actual reflection. Okay, I feel like we should test this. How do I test this? Laguna Blade. Okay, so this now does 900 damage. That's exactly how much damage it's supposed to do. Right? Yep, does exactly 900. Very good. So we refresh here, activate this. And... no, wait, you still took the same amount of damage. Oh, so it doesn't reduce damage. Why is it called Mega Shield? It's not a shield. Like it's not a shield. Well, please. So yeah, it's damage reflection. What is Spectre's called? Spectre. What is this? Oh my god. Damage reflected. Reflected.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Oh my god. How hard is it to be consistent in your language? Oh god, this is just...
Your middle tower is under attack.
Oh my god. What does it say for Blade Mail? Returned. Wait, no.
Your middle tower is under attack.
It's damage return. It says damage return. I don't know, dude. I don't know. The damage return is the right word to use here. They're just using the wrong word. It is not damage reflection, it is damage return. The fact that this ability is called Mega Shield and uses the word reflection implies that you aren't taking the damage. It implies that it provides you with damage reduction on top of damage return. But it doesn't do that. It only returns the damage. Okay. we're just gonna move on from this. Admittedly, this thing does also have a force field aura, which isn't mentioned anywhere, and it provides 20 magic resistance, as opposed to 20% magic resistance. This is giving me a God, okay. I gotta move on. I'm gonna get a freaking migraine from this shit. Okay, anyway. Okay, let's have a look then. Rework Shard. Counterspell now also passively grants a 900 range offensive aura, reducing enemies' magic damage by 10%. Grants triple the effect to enemies within 300 range. Huh. I mean, it's not really much. Wait, okay. I kind of am curious to see how that would actually play out. So let's just test that really quick. So all we really need here is we just gotta get the shard. Okay, so this is what a Lina combo does. Cool. Looks pretty good, right? I think. Feels fairly strong. I mean, we can mix in a Laguna Blade while we're at it. So it's still magic damage Laguna Blade. So this is a full Lina combo. We are now within 10% damage reduction. That doesn't feel significant. Okay. And now we are within 30% magic damage reduction. Now that is significant though. So it's really more of a minor effect until you actually get into range of people. So the 30% is actually pretty strong. And it's, what is it? It's a 300 radius. 300 radius isn't huge, but it's also not tiny. Get Mage Slayer. I guess I just want to mess with this Lina. Okay. Alright, so if we get Mage Slayer, then we refresh everybody. So let's see what the Lina can do now. Okay, well that's just kind of sad. The poor Lina. I mean, she's trying her best, but that wasn't really any significant damage. Yeah. So it's really, I think, more of like a kind of like minor boost, but it's not terrible. I wouldn't say that. Axe now causes counter helix to apply a 6-second stacking debuff that reduces attack damage by 20% and increases counter helix chance by 10%. Okay, a stacking debuff. Yeah, that should make Axe kind of invincible in Custom Hero Clash, doesn't it? Alright. We need, what do we need? We need a bunch of heroes. Okay, we have, let's go with these 4, right? And we're gonna level them all the way to level 30. Just to have their stats. I'm not gonna give them the 80 talent. Not right now, at least. Then we have our Axe. We get Axe to level 7, and we give him the shard. So this is a level 7 Axe against 4 level 30 Nyx assassins. Alright, let's see. So they don't do damage anymore. Oh. So it just straight up can go to 100%. Wow. He just won. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty impressive. Check if BKB blocks it. It's a good question. I'm gonna buy Axe a heart now, just to make this a bit easier here. Okay. So we have a bunch of stacks here. BKB purges it, but it doesn't block it. Huh. Wow, that's really strong. It does, yeah. I mean, getting 5 stacks on somebody is difficult, but like, you don't need 5 stacks. If you get like 2 or 3, you're already reducing the damage to nothing. And it also increases the chance of triggering, right? Now it has a 30% chance to trigger. It's... Okay, I mean, obviously this kills the Manta-style offensive right-click axe build, right? Like, that's obviously not possible anymore. But, holy shit, that's a lot of damage reduction. I mean, that's insane amounts of damage reduction. That makes him completely unkillable. Nightmare deals 30 pure damage per second to enemy nightmare targets. Wait, isn't that quite a lot? Nightmare lasts 7 seconds. Yeah, that's quite a lot. That's like 270 damage right there. Why is it in the text? Why is it not down here in the tooltip? If somebody working for me gave me this shit, I would send them back and tell them, you know, my guy, you're gonna have to update that with every fucking patch. Are you gonna do that? No, you're not gonna do that. So you better go and put it in the KV file where it belongs. Why is this not in the KV file? Okay. Anyway. I mean, it's like 210 damage. It's not as much as I thought, because I kind of thought it would last longer, but it's a little bit of a bonus, right? Bounty Hunter can now be toggled to disable autocast. Okay. Scepter no longer reduces cooldown. Okay. Track grants ground vision around the target. Oh, nice. 50% track bonus movement speed to allies. Wait. Oh. And track is also Shuriken Toss crit now. But Shuriken Toss deals much less damage. Ah, okay. Okay, Shuriken Toss is much less damage, much lower cooldown. That's all a little bit strange. But anyway, 50% track bonus movement speed is quite a lot, isn't it? So here's a Bounty Hunter, and this is cell speed bonus. Oh, it doesn't give allies bonus movement speed anymore. I thought it still gave that. Okay, so if we apply this, so this is how fast we go, and you're just not affected by it. And if we get ourselves this talent, then you go kind of fast, I guess. Huh? It's 50% of the track bonus! Could you make this any more misleading? Okay, health track bonus. Okay, it says half track. It says half track here. It says 50% here! Who writes these patch notes? Come on, man! Okay. Okay, well, since we're here anyway, let's max out our Bounty Hunter. I want to see how much damage he can do. Because I'm guessing it'll be a good amount, right? Okay. So we track this. And now we have 2 charges. Let me throw out another track here. And let me throw out another track. Well, that was a pretty intense amount, honestly. And especially considering how low a cooldown it has. It does feel like you now have to get Arganims though. Right? Like, I imagine without Arganims it won't really do that much. Well, no, it's still pretty good. It's not horrible. Okay. Okay. Broodmother. Spin Web now grants Broodmother and her spiderlings movement speed based on the health of the unit. Grants the full amount at 100% and 0% when the unit is at 20% or less. Okay. Spinner's Snare. Reworked Scepter. Vector targeted. That's their new thing. I like it. I like vector targeting. Broodmother creates a 900 width invisible web line that takes 2 seconds to form. Enemy heroes that cross the web line will make it visible and become rooted after 0.25 seconds of 100% slow. They will also be visible on fog and receive 100 DPS for 4 seconds. Broodmother's team is notified in the minimap whenever someone trips in a web line. Multiple heroes can trip on the same line until the duration expires, but illusions don't trigger it. Maximum of 5 snares can be active, and snares can't be cast overlapping another. 2 charges. They don't have a duration, it seems. Okay, we're gonna have a look at this. This seems cool, actually. I like it. I mean, it's very much just kind of trying to be like, she's a spider, but that's good. She is a spider. Like, yeah. No, it's cool. She is a spider. There's nothing wrong with that. So we have Spinner Snare. Oh, that icon looks very similar. So what does it look like? We can have our little rotating thing here. Okay, takes a little bit to form. And I can't cast this overlapping, right? Like if I cast these overlapping, then people will be mad. Okay. And if I now have create hero, nukes enemy. And if I yeet this guy in here, he gets rooted and then takes damage. And then it disappears. If I have multiple of these, then this guy can run into it. And this guy can also run into it. And then they both get rooted. Okay. So multiple heroes can run into it. And you get a little ping on the minimap. And I can throw this down in the middle of a fight as well. And then immediately get it like that. And I can have up to 5 of these active. Well, 5 of them actually seems like quite a lot. Especially since you can do some bullshit like... You know. Imagine pushing against this. Imagine having to push against this. Well, that doesn't really sound very exciting, does it? Clinkz. New ability, Burning Barrage channels for 2.7 seconds, shooting 6 piercing arrows in the target direction up to 900 distance away that hit all enemy units, dealing 60% attack damage and applying attack modifiers. So, I gotta be completely honest, this sounds pretty much exactly like Gyrocopter's shot, but I don't think that's what it's supposed to be. I think it functions a little differently, but let's just try it out. So, oh no, it's the same thing. It's the same ability. Oh, thanks, Clinkz. I'm glad that at least you are excited about it. So if I activate this, it also consumes mana. Well, it has one difference, is that it doesn't get absorbed, I think, right? Like, so it can travel through people. But no, it's mostly the same ability. And we can trigger stuff off of that. So I can have, you know, like Desolator and crits and lightnings and MKB and lifesteal or something like that. Right, and then I just do this. I mean, that doesn't sound terrible. Any talents for it? +2 Burning Barrage arrows, and we can get Searing Arrow multi-shot. How does the multi-shot work with this? I assume it doesn't. Does it hit the tower? No. So how does this... No, it doesn't interact with multi-shot at all. Okay. Yeah, it just feels like it's Drow Ranger's abilities, right? It's just the same ability. I mean, I guess that's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of just giving another hero the same ability as another hero, I suppose, but... yeah, I have very little to say about this. Dawnbreaker. Added Aghanim Scepter. Reduces Solar Guardian channel time to 1 second. Solar Guardian can be cast again upon takeoff to land early. Solar Guardian now gives allies in the area 60% evasion, while Dawnbreaker's Airborne increases heal propulse and total airborne time by 3.5 seconds. Okay, so the idea... That's terrible. I hate it. Like, I just think it's an awful design. So here's our axe. And I can now teleport to this guy. And now I can just stay in the air. Right? And this buff is applying. And then I can come down whenever.
The speed of light.
right? So I can say I want to go up. Alright, I'm up. And now I can say I want to come down. So I very much dislike this effect. Because it's two counteracting benefits, right? You go faster, so you can land faster, right? You can come in and you can come down and you can do work. And honestly speaking, most of the time that's what you're looking to do with Dawnbreaker, right? You want to come down, you want to start fighting. But this rewards you for staying up in the air, right? There's a benefit you get while being up in the air. Which means you really kind of have to pick and choose between one of two benefits. And I don't like that. I generally am a bigger fan of making it so that you just get one benefit. Like, how much is the normal channel time? It's not that much longer. I don't know. Like, yes, it does make the hero more powerful, obviously, but I think this kind of... I think what would have been better is, like, for example, like, you... After you land, the healing still continues, but it's an aura on your hero. Something like that. Something that incentivizes the hero to come down and help out. Not something that, like, has you waiting up in the air doing nothing. It just feels like that's not what the hero is trying to do, right? Dawnbreaker is somebody who wants to be in the middle of things and help out. And it just kind of goes against that a little bit. She also has a shard now. Dawnbreaker gains magic immunity during Starbreaker. See, this is exactly what I mean. This is an effect that makes it so that she is better at brawling. This hero is about brawling. This hero is about being down there in the action. But then she gets an Aghanim's effect that goes counter to that. It's similar why I didn't like the old Bane effect, where Bane was all about kind of long disables, and he had a long channeling ultimate, and then he had an ability that was about spamming. That just doesn't fit with Bane. Bane is not a spammer, and making him have an Aghanim's effect that is about spamming goes completely against everything the hero is trying to accomplish. So you can kind of choose between playing Bane or playing Bane the spammer, but you can't do both. And Aghanims just kind of push the hero away from what the hero actually is. I like the new Aghanim's effect Bane has a lot more, but I think this Aghanim's effect is really not good. So, Gyrocopter. Homing Missile, reworked shard. Homing Missile now constantly fires a 700 radius rocket barrage, starting 1 second after casting. Rocket barrage prioritizes the homing missile's target. Okay. And then there's a level 25 talent. Global cooldown replaced with airstrike. Causes cooldown to be vector targeted and fires 3 cooldown attacks in the vector direction. Oh, this is Bombardier's ultimate. Yeah. You're not sneaking that past me. You're not sneaking that past me. That's Bombardier's ultimate. Yeah, I know what the fuck you guys have been smoking, and that's some good old Heroes of Newerth, my friends. Alright then, let's have a look at that. So. Alright, Flak Cannon now has 8 attacks and 12 seconds cooldown. That's actually kind of nutty. And 1200 radius. So this is what normal cooldown is like. And 3 times cooldown. And we do this. Okay, it's not exactly Bombardier's ultimate. It's similar, but it's not quite. I expected this to work a bit differently based on the description. Here's something I'm not quite sure about right now, though. Let me spawn in some dummy targets. Okay. So do you get hit by... Like, does the last... Do they each have the double hit? 1, 2, 1... Yeah, they each have the double hit. Okay. I was just... You know, it wasn't really super clear to me. Alright, Aghanim's Shard. So let's throw out one of these then. That actually seems kind of strong. I gotta say. Wait. Alright, let's go ahead and create a hero. Alright, so he's going pretty quick. We can make him go even quicker. By just having him quickly get this guy low. Alright, so Bloodseeker is going speedy now. Alright, here's the missile. Well, this is kind of stupid, isn't it? Well, this is kind of a little stupid, isn't it? Alright, Meepo is the interesting one. Alright, you guys ready for some spicy Meepo stuff? So, let's talk about what Meepo got in the first place, alright? So, he's got a new Aghanim's Shard. Divided We Stand can be cast as long as there's a Meepo within 300 radius of yourself. Causes that Meepo to fling you towards a target within a 900 AoE, dealing 100 damage and slowing the movement speed by 50%. Now, I saw that there were some reports of that being a little buggy. And we'll give that a go. How do I use this? Well, I first gotta buy an Aghanim's Shard.
Hey, why not?
And now I can use Divided We Stand. Yes, and I can click that and yeet a Meepo.
I'm not ready.
Wait, that yeeted myself. Ah, it yeets the Meepo itself. No Meepos nearby to toss you. Within 300 radius. Oh, you gotta be pretty close. There you go. Alright, but it yeets yourself. It doesn't yeet another Meepo. It does just reuse Stormhammer, which is bizarre. Also, people always make fun of me for saying that every hero has a magic missile. Now. Does every hero have a magic missile? Anyway. So, there's that. Now, there were some bugs with this. We're gonna give them a... I'm gonna give them a quick look if they still work. I highly doubt it. Well, basically what you could do is you could do this and then do this and then... Oh. Wait, it does still work. Okay, well I just created some more Nyxes. Yes, so you can use this to create yourself more Nyx assassins.
Like that idea.
That's kind of the bug, I suppose. And these should be Meepo Nyxes in theory. So if I kill this one... No, they are separate Nyxes, but they are full heroes.
Hey, everyone's gotta start somewhere.
Like, they are actually just straight up heroes. You see, if I kill one of them, I get a kill. Now, what we can do on top of that is we can add Grimstroke, level him to level 6, and then use Soulbind. And then if we use this, we get a bunch of bonus Meepos.
Like that idea.
Now, isn't that just fantastic?
I'm just messing with you if you say.
Now we have more Meepos. They fixed it. I'm a little unsure how you can say that while I'm literally doing it. But anyway, so yeah, you can create yourself some bonus Meepos. Now I'm gonna be honest, I'm not entirely sure if these actually count as proper Meepos. Let's kind of try killing some of them. No, it seems these are separate Meepos from like the main Meepos. Yeah, you can see these also have like worse stats and all of that. What is happening? Like, why is this happening? I'm assuming that the way this works is it kind of like throws a Meepo and then it's like, hey, cool, there's like there should be a Meepo now, right? Takes them from position A to position B. But the problem with this is that it duplicates it. So when it connects, it is supposed to be more Meepos. Right? Because when it connects, there's supposed to be a Meepo there. But well, it connected with multiple targets, so there should be more Meepos. So you get a bunch more Meepos. And if you use a Lotus Sword, and then you use this, then it recasts it and turns it around. And then it says, oh, you should have some Meepos, except it's the other hero casting it now, so you should have some Nyx Assassins. Yeah, Frankly speaking, bizarre that this slipped through. I don't know. Like, so something you should have when making this kind of stuff is called test cases, right? Or a bunch of tests. So basically you just have some baseline debugging shit that just checks things against common things, right? Like you have a single target ability, you run the test case for single target abilities, which should check for Lotus Orb and Linken's and Grimstroke. It should check for all of those things, just see if everything is normal there. And then, when you look at it, you should notice that all of a sudden you have a lot more Meepos, and then you shouldn't push it in the live patch. Right? That's all. Now, you might say, well, that sounds like a lot of work. No! This is baseline shit, okay? This is basic stuff. I am sorry. But if you're developing a video game and you don't even have some basic test cases, then I don't even know, man. I don't even know. It's just like this is really not. We had test cases for OAA, like a lot of them too. Like I get it when bugs slip through that are kind of complicated to pull off. This is not one of them. This is not hard to do. Anyway, I have not much to say about this ability because I don't really give a shit about Meepo, but I guess it seems kind of funny that you can yeet Meepos around. That's really my full feedback there. Hammer of Purity. No longer heals Omniknight on attack. Can no longer be cast on creeps. Now puts a debuff on the enemy hero, which reduces the enemy's outgoing damage by 60% for 4 seconds. Okay. So, this ability is now like a very different style of ability, right? Before it was something that was more about sustaining yourself, and now it's something about dealing with your opponent. Now, what's important to notice about this ability is 60%. I know 60% doesn't look that crazy. It doesn't really seem like, wow, 60% is not a big deal. But 60% is a lot, right? That is a crazy amount. So let's have a quick look at this, right? We'll go ahead and get ourselves our free spell. And then we'll level this guy up. It's fine. It doesn't really matter what level he is. So we have this now. So 60% damage reduction. And then we create ourselves a hero. Lina, again, I think is always a great candidate for this. And then we level bots Lina to 30. So she's level 30 now. So we'll pick up good old Aghanim's. And now she looks kind of strong. So here's a Lina combo. That's a lot of damage. Right? That like did like half to us. So let's try this out. We apply this. That did nothing. Right? I even accidentally cast the ability twice. Like I accidentally did something twice. Right? So just absolutely not anything. 60% is a massive reduction in damage. Like it's not just like 60% sounds like a lot, but it is more than a lot. It is insanely high. It really, yeah. We can try it with Phantom Assassin to get an example. Alright, so here's our Phantom Assassin. So you can see this is how much damage she does. I'm going to buy some stuff now. So I'm going to put some hearts on the Omniknight. And I'm going to put some here. Let's give her some divines. Maybe not that many. Alright, you can see she hits like a truck now. Right? She's just absolutely crushing it. And it's nothing. She just doesn't do damage anymore. Right? This is with the... This is without the debuff. You can see it's very, very much damage. And now with the debuff, she can't really hurt me anymore. Well, she just killed me because the debuff ran out. Okay. Oh my god, Oracle is unkillable. Arcane Orb now affects Roshan. Astral Imprisonment. Grants an additional 5% mana capacity steal to Astral Imprisonment. Also allows... Wait, what? Huh? What grants an additional 5% mana capacity steal to Astral Imprisonment? These patch notes? Is that... is that what... It's just the patch notes give it to... we grant as everything else in the game. Everything else just gets it, but it is granted to Astral Imprisonment. I don't know. Like, what grants it? Okay, anyway. It feels like this used to be a talent or something like that, but they just never fixed the text. Also allows allies to move at 40% movement speed during Astral Imprisonment. They are visible but untargetable and can't perform any other actions. Wait. That can't be right. This is about a shard, right? Is this about a shard or an Aghanim's or something like that? This gotta be about an Aghanim's. None of this makes any goddamn sense like this. I think this is talking about an Aghanim scepter. Alright, let's have a quick look at this. I'm glad that this is not confusing at all. Astral Imprisonment Shard. There we go. Okay, it's the shard that does it. So if I get this, I can cast this on myself. And oh, look at that. That's kind of cool, I guess. I mean, that actually seems very powerful. I'm not even gonna lie. That seems really good. Right? If I let's say I have some movement speed. All right, let's go pretty quick. Like, that's actually really nice. That's actually very, very strong. He's just like a little invulnerable boy. Can I get through Black Hole Chrono with this? I don't know. Yeah. You can walk out of a chronosphere. Totally. Interesting. Well, I mean, that's pretty good. This seems very powerful. As in incredibly powerful. As in unreasonably powerful. As in this effect used to be on Grimstroke and then they immediately removed it from the game powerful. So yeah, I don't know about this. For Heroes in Chrono you can just Astral. Yeah, so if I have my Nyx here, right, and my Nyx is just chilling here. I'm like, no, my Nyx is boom, and then I can just... Oh, I can't target, I can't move with him right now, but you can see he was able to move, right? Wait, if I go like this, I might be able to do it. Yeah, I can just walk out. So that's pretty good. Okay, Neverwood. No longer has a mana reducing aura. Now additionally heals 2 hits whenever it triggers. Ah, so when it triggers it restores health to itself, I assume. Well, that sounds like a nightmare, but let me test this really quick. So if I have this, and I yeet this down here, right? And now if I use an ability like this, it doesn't trigger. Oh, because I have 3 spells. There you go. Now I take damage. And if I hit it, and then I use this, it heals. I hate it. Undo it. Stop it. No. No, this is not allowed. This one is over the line. I'm declaring that this patch note needs to be undone immediately. No. No. I tolerate a lot of shit, but this is way over the line. No, I'm just... Chat, do we all agree that this one is gonna be... This one is illegal. Right? We'll be undoing this one. Alright, very good. I'm glad that we all agree with that. Necromastery. Finally, Shadow Fiend gets a proper shard. So, Necromastery is now an attack modifier that consumes 1 soul, granting your next attack 170% crit with a 3-second cooldown. Additionally, enemies killed grant an extra soul. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to see this one in action. So let's say I'm Shadow Fiend, and I have my thing here. And I skill this. Now I can right-click this. And I get some souls. Yeah, I got double souls from that. And if I attack, I do a guaranteed crit. But it uses up souls. But I get more souls. So this very much pushes Shadow Fiend into the right-click direction, right? Shadow Fiend has always been kind of torn between a caster and a right-clicker. Generally speaking, I think right-clicker has been more popular and more applicable. And this seems to really want to push him into that direction. Okay. Yeah, it's nice that you get the bonus souls. Spectre, rework shot. Causes dispersion to fire spectral damage every 300 damage absorbed in the direction of the last source of damage. Can fire a maximum of 1 dagger every 7 seconds and only triggers off of player-based damage within 700 range. That seems very good. So here's our Spookton. We'll get these two. So, when she's taken 300 damage, should be getting there. Wait. Ah, absorbed. Absorbed. So not when she's taken 300 damage, but when she's absorbed 300 damage. So that makes it a lot less powerful, I think. Yeah, this takes a long time to trigger. There we go, finally. Well, that's a lot of... Wait, we just triggered it. Okay, let's see how much damage we actually have to do. Well, we can math it out. We reduce damage by 20%. So, 300 damage is how much we need to absorb. So, like every 1500 damage it triggers? Well, that's not that good, is it? I don't know. It didn't feel that good. Alright. I mean, it's like a Spectre shard. They probably just wanted to give her something that would be useful in the super late game, and she's just gonna buy a bonus thing anyway, right? Okay. Level 25 talent replaced with 50% chance to proc Anchor Smash on attacks. So that's the big fun one, right? Because now we have this. 50% is so high too. Like, it's not even a low chance. It's like a really high chance. I mean, that's kind of filthy. That makes me want to play Tidehunter in Custom Hero Clash. Because if you get yourself the Aghanim's... Not Aghanim, sorry. You get yourself the Shard. Now it deals more damage. And you get yourself some crits. And all of a sudden, I mean, you're cleaving like pretty intensely here, right? Get the dummy target. Get another dummy target. Right? And you just hit all of this. And 50% is just kind of a high chance. I mean, let's just add in some attack speed. Of course, he is now missing his 200 damage talent, so that limits it a little bit. So Tinker is also a big one. That's one that everybody's freaking out about, right? They changed a lot about Tinker. Laser now splashes 100% of its damage in a 250 AoE. Defense Matrix is now a basic skill. Rearm mana cost rescale. And then he's got a new ability, Keen Conveyance. Channel for 4.5 seconds to teleport to a friendly building. Level 2 allows targeting units and level 3 allows targeting heroes. And then March of the Machines is now a shard ability. I've seen people freak out about this as if this somehow kills Tinker. And I find that to be a strange idea. So here's Tinker. Because let's talk about how you can play Tinker, like before this patch, right? Because before you kind of had one of two things you could do. You could either play Tinker as more of a roaming ganker, or like lots of damage. You try to burst people down quickly and get some kills. So for that, you get laser and heat-seeking missile. This build hasn't really been popular. It existed for a long time, but then it kind of fell off when people started using March a lot more. Because that's the other way you can go. You max out March and then you focus a lot on farming, because March is really good for that. Well, you know what they just did, right? You realize this. They just combined these builds. Because now, instead of using March to farm, we're just gonna use laser. Well, I kind of missed that because 250 radius isn't that big. But we just use laser. It's even faster. Now we get both. Like, yeah, there's no more March, but you can just, you know, laser and heat-seeking missile to gank people and do a ton of damage. And then you combine that with the fact that you get free TP boots, right? I can just TP over here. I mean, yeah, sure, it's a bit slow, but it's free. And then I just rearm it. Here, let me undo this really quick. So we teleport over here. It's on cooldown, whatever. And I just rearm it. And I'm good to go again. I want to farm? I farm. Boom, done. I rearm that. Does that not make sense? Like, sure, the build that Tinker has been playing for a long time, I agree. That's kind of dead. Like, I don't expect we're gonna be seeing much more March Tinker, because March doesn't really exist anymore. But what you're gonna get instead is you're gonna get a much more aggressive ganking Tinker. Which, trust me, you're not gonna be happy about that. Because what you had to do with Tinker before is you had to rush TP boots, so you had to be a bit slower with that. But now think about this. What you can do instead is, instead of going TP boots, you just pick yourself up some brown boots and you just get a blink dagger. Like, you just get a blink dagger. You guys looking forward to having Tinker rotate into your lane at level 9, bursting you down for 320 pure damage, 350 magic damage with a blink dagger? And somehow people are saying that this is worse? I cannot wrap my mind around that. That's bizarre. Like, I get that Tinker is worse in the way that you can't play March anymore, but that doesn't mean the hero is gonna be worse. I actually expect this to be very much in need of nerfs. I don't know. This hero's insane to me. It seems insane. Like, all of the potential is there. Like, I'm surprised this is not an Aghanim's effect. I'm surprised he just gets this. Like, why? This doesn't make sense to me. Like, this change to me feels powerful even if he doesn't get this ability. But the fact that he doesn't have to get TP boots anymore and can just rush a blink dagger makes this completely outrageous. Imagine this. Right? You're just chilling in your lane and you're just hanging out, having a good time. You're level 6. Tinker shows up, blinks in, nukes you down. Has blink dagger and is working on a bloodstone at minute 10. What you gonna do? Right? Like, what's the game plan? I just don't see it. It's gonna be difficult to play against. Right? And then you think you're safe in the bottom lane because the Tinker just ganked top. Well, joke's on you, the guy has TP boots. Well, he doesn't actually have TP boots because he doesn't need to buy them anymore. They're now in build. Guess what? He ganked top, teleported back to base, healed up, and now he's bottom and he's ganking your ass too. Oh, by the way, he just teleported into the mid lane, is nuking down this creep wave because turns out it takes just 2 lasers to spawn, to kill a creep wave. Right? Like, I do this. 1 laser. Second. And done. This seems really powerful to me. I don't know. It just feels pretty powerful. Underlord. So, Underlord got a new Aghanims. Fiend's Gate. Opens 2 portals, one next to Underlord and one in the target location. Allies can channel a portal for 2 seconds to teleport to the other side. Okay, so this is our portal, which we can open. I'm gonna place it here. And now I have both of my portals open. Okay, I mean, refresh this. I can place this pretty far away, right? So if I want to open a portal all the way back here, I can do that too. Oh, look at that. It even has this, like, little effect. And I can click on this. Oh, it sucks me in. And now I'm all the way up there. Surprised that it doesn't automatically drag the camera along. That feels like a nice quality of life feature. Anyway, this, of course, works for my team as well. Right, so if I open a portal all the way over there, then I can have my nukes also teleport. And the important thing about opening these portals is that they have 4,000 range. So 4,000 range is of course very big. I'm gonna see how, like, can I open a portal all the way back there? No, but that's because I probably just cannot open it there. Yeah, I can open one there. So let me just waddle back here again. Okay, I'm trying to be as far away from this as possible. Can I open one here? How close do I have to get? Okay, so this is about the distance. So I can open a portal from here. Like this is kind of the distance we're looking at. That's actually less than I thought it was going to be. I expected that to be more, to be honest. I mean, it's not bad anyway, because you can, like, use it to traverse through cliffs and all of that stuff. So it still seems very powerful. This is just a good effect. Fun fact, this used to be Underlord's ultimate in Warcraft 3. So this is not something completely new to the hero. This whole opening portals is actually something that he used to be able to do before. I think it's also just like the original Warcraft 3 hero's abilities. Something like that. Honestly, I like this effect. I think it's pretty cool. Much more than the other one, the previous Aghanims. I thought that one was kind of stupid. Scepter bonus health. What? Huh? Huh? What does that mean? Okay. So I'm not getting bonus health. I can only open a portal. This has to be the worst patch I've ever seen. Not in terms of its content. I'm sure the content is fine. A lot of it seems pretty reasonable, honestly. In terms of, like, the patch notes and the tooltips, though, this is by far the worst patch I've ever seen. Use the ultimate, okay? I'm using the ultimate. It does nothing. I am guessing that this was just an Aghanims effect that they were working on, and then they scrapped it so that you could open portals. And I mean, as much as opening portals is fun, like, you gotta get rid of this. This is incredibly confusing. Oh my god. Okay, anyway. Windranger now grants Gale Force. Vector targeted. Summons a strong wind that pushes all enemies within a 1000 AoE by 250 units per second in the target direction for 3 seconds. Okay. So, here is our Windranger. Gale Force. Summons a strong wind that pushes all enemies globally 250 units per second in a target direction for 3 seconds. Okay, anyway, let's grab ourselves this. So here's our Gale Force. So it's not global. Wow, okay. Those actually feels kind of filthy, I gotta say. was a very cool ability. Just in terms of like what this ability is, I actually love it. This is a super, super cool ability. But it's not global, obviously, despite the tooltip saying so. And yeah, but it's super neat. This is super freaking cool. I really like it, actually. It's a bit low in duration, so I don't know how much this would actually matter, but I think it's the kind of thing where you really want to make sure you hit it at the exact right moment. You also can't stack it, which is disappointing. They replace each other. I was kind of hoping it could push people into 2 different directions. Yeah, it's kind of neat, I guess. I don't know. I think this might actually be surprisingly powerful. Because, like, you kind of have to think about it. Okay, like, if I'm... Let's say I'm a sniper, right? I'm a sniper, and I'm sitting here, and I'm sniping the Underlord to prevent him from opening a portal. So if I'm chilling here, and I've got my range... Or I'm having a good time, and there's a whole team fight going on. All of a sudden, the Windranger, from, like, half the map away, she's, like, all the way back here, just chilling. And just pushes me in, like, what the fuck? Oh shit, I gotta get out. I can't get out. Like, the thing about it, this ability has... Does it just have global range? It just has global range, I think. I think it's just straight up global. Yeah, it just straight up has global range. So that makes it... That makes it a lot better, I think. Like, that makes it actually usable. So the global cast range really makes a big difference. I like this ability. I think this is a really cool ability. I don't know how strong it is. It feels like this needs some damage. Like, not a lot of damage. I'm not saying this should do 1000 damage. I'm saying if this did like 10 damage a second, just to cancel Blink Dagger, then I think it would be really good. And I imagine that's probably something they will do. Right? Like honestly, I feel like that's all it needs. Like, maybe an additional second of duration and just like... You know, like... A little bit of damage just to cancel Blink Dagger. Then I can see this being very powerful. As is, it's probably a bit situational. I'm not sure this will bring back support Windranger. That seems a bit unlikely. Because it's just a bit too niche for that. But I can see a lot of situations in which this would be quite useful. Like, imagine you're chasing down an enemy and you're just like, nope, you're not going over there. And I mean, it is still a really big radius. What's the cooldown? It's 40 seconds. So it's pretty long, but not like crazy long. Like, it's something that... It messes with the range heroes, and it lets you chase people down really effectively, I think. And it... Yeah, it might be necessary for it to deal at least a little bit of damage just to cancel Blink Dagger. Windranger also has some fun talents. Undispellable Wind Run, and in Focus Fire kills advanced cooldown by 20 seconds. How much cooldown does it have? 30 seconds. So not really much cooldown at all. So she uses this, and does a lot of damage, and guy is dead. And now it's got like no cooldown. Yeah, that seems very good. That just seems very useful. I'm not sure if it's better than Wind Run grants invisibility. It's probably not better than that. But the nice thing is that it feels like an actual option. Like, that's something I like that they did in this patch. It feels like a lot of talents now have like actual consideration, where before it was always like one of them was just better. Nothing here, nothing here. Oh, he gets Cleave at level 20, that's kind of fun. And then finally Zeus. Level 25, we get 50% Spell Ice Spear replaced with 325 range, AoE Lightning Bolt. Okay, I'm gonna see what that looks like. Alright, here's Zeus. So that's a level 25 talent, right? Yeah, that's just good. That's just a really good ability. If we give him an Aghanim's... No, it doesn't work with Aghanim's. Doesn't work with Aghanim's. But it still seems just really good. And Admittedly, I don't know, it feels like arc lightning damage is probably better, although, I don't know, the AoE is kind of big. It is kind of big, that's for sure. I feel like you can consistently hit 2 people with it. Right? I don't know, I think this is gonna be something that you'll see... You'll see kind of dependent on the game. But it also, again, it feels like an actual viable option, which is cool. Alright. So, I guess that concludes it. That's the whole patch. Overall, I have to say... Can you please fucking fix your tooltips and patch notes? I mean, like... Just have somebody do what I just did. Like, seriously. It took 2 hours. 2 hours to fix all of the... Sorry. But anyway, the patch itself seems fine. It's a little less interesting than I had hoped. But overall, you know, I'm sure we can find some fun stuff to do. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.